Hey tubers, it's Don Dolce here, and today I want to raise up an article that was recently released about the Kokomi's voice actor being harassed by her fans thanks to the unpopularity of her banner. Let's get started and see what the article is about. So it says here that Kokomi's voice actor restricts livestream after Genshin Impact fans harass her for her character's unpopularity. And that's the thing about Kokomi's banner. It's going after very tough competition. You know, Ryan's banner was previously done, and you know, they had the top up reset, and people were doing their top up resets. They're pulling for Raiden because she's an Archon, and a lot of people are just Archon collectors because naturally people think that Archons are one of the most powerful characters in the game, and it is reflective of that. If we take a look at Venti, we take a look at Zhongli, and we take a look at Raiden, they're very powerful characters, and they can work well with a lot of teams that you play. So it's no surprise that people would do their top of resets and pull for Raiden. And you know, Kokomi banner being right after Raiden, that's a very tough call. And we can see here that her sales ain't doing so well relative to the other banners that were released prior. So this amount that was pulled here were probably true fans of Kokomi, or they pulled Kokomi by accident trying to pull a 4-star on her banner. But you know, let's go back to the article and see what's going on. It says here that the Genshin Impact community is often known to take things a bit too far when they want to show their disappointment with some of the updates that MiHoYo chooses to bring to the game. And yes, this is indeed true. If we look back at the Zhongli incident, Zhongli was released as a fairly poor character with regards to his kit, and it wasn't until China made a big ruckus until he got a buff. It says here that there are some bad apples in the fanbase who are a bit too toxic towards the developers, and some go far as to harass the voice actors, the people whose sole job is to bring the characters in the game to life. And that's what it is, folks. Voice actors, they have no control over the development of the character. They have no control over Kokomi's, well, in this case, she has no control over Kokomi's kit. She is just trying to voice act Kokomi and to make her special and realistic towards everyone else. And I don't know why people are going to the voice actors. They're not the ones that made Kokomi's kit terrible. So I don't know what to say here. And you know, this happened with The Last of Us 2, where there was a huge disappointment towards the character Abby, and the voice actor for Abby got death threats as well, you know, because you know, people don't know where to go to. They go to the first person that they know about that character, and you know, they blame that person. It's very hard for these voice actors to, you know, think about continuing their career when they're getting death threats. And let's continue here. It says recently, Shango Nomiya, Kokomi's Chinese voice actor, Gui Niang, faced a lot of harassment from chat during a live stream. And you know, she has no control over that. You know, they're just trying to make their living streaming, and getting death threats from their chat? That's pretty ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. Kokomi has been dubbed as one of the worst 5-star releases in Genshin Impact so far, and the player base is not at all happy with her kit. And very true, as you can see from the sales here, it's the lowest it's ever been, and I don't think it's gonna change throughout the banner unless she gets a magical buff or something of the sort with the hydro resonance. But you know, who knows? We'll see. Okay, and it says here, and to show their disappointment, some members of the community slid into her chat during a live stream just to hold her accountable for how Kokomi turned out in Genshin Impact. And you know, that's not the voice actor's fault. You know, the game as big as Genshin Impact, they have a lot of deadlines. They have developer deadlines, they have artist deadlines, and they all have to. They probably have a schedule for these type of things, and what comes out at the end of the pipeline is what we get as characters and as kits that we play with our whole team and whatnot. And if you look at Yoimiya, now she does have a lot of issues, and that's what happens when you have tight deadlines. You have to release something by that deadline, and sometimes you can't fix it before it's released. I don't know the other side of things where sometimes they'll do buffs against the character after the release. This happens in a lot of games like League of Legends, or even in Fate Grand Order. They'll buff a character after the release, but I think Genshin has a stand where they don't want to buff characters after their release, and they'll make the next character even better than the previous character, so that you will be led to pull the new character, which will be more powerful or have a better kit than the previous character. And just like if we look at Yoimiya versus Amber, Yoimiya is a big pyro upgrade over Amber, and if you don't like Amber, you would pull Yoimiya in that retrospect. Okay, let's see here. Genshin. There, it says this led Guiling to restrict her stream chat as things were getting quite out of hand. Okay. Genshin Impact's Guiling restricts live stream voice chat due to harassment. And it says here that the issue of harassing voice actors in Genshin Impact is not something new. Yeah, it's definitely not something new. And this incident with Guiling is quite reminiscent of the problem that arose with the English voice actors during the 2.1 live stream event. Now, if you don't remember what happened in the 2.1 live stream event, basically they had a bunch of the English voice actors come together last minute and present the stream. But the problem with that stream was that I think there was just too many people in the stream. I don't know, I think it was about 5 or 6 voice actors on the stream, and it was pretty hard to follow with all the conversation, all the laughter. And I think it would have been best if it was just 2 or 3 voice actors. But that was a last minute decision made by MiHoYo and the social communities team. So I'm not sure that voice actors should get the hate. It says here that during the celebrations, the English voice actors got a lot of hate spam from certain community members who automatically started assuming that if a person is voicing a character in the game, then they must know everything about the title or must have been part of the update's decision-making process. Now, yes, I can see a lot of people getting misunderstood about voice actors having control over everything about character, but in reality they don't. In a business model, there are departments that have to do their job, and they have to do their role. And a voice actor's role is simply to voice act. They're not involved in part of developing their kit. They're not part of balancing their kit, and they're not part of the artwork. The artwork is made by the artist, and they have teams for each part of the character, and they have deadlines that they have to fulfill. And whatever comes out at the end of the pipeline is what you get. Sometimes it ends up being a great character like Ayaka or Raiden, and sometimes it doesn't end up being so well, such as the Kokomi banner or even the Yoimiya banner. Okay, and it says here, this assumption is very wrong, and Zack Angular, the voice behind Genshin Impact's Aether, even tweeted about the issue right after the 2.1 livestream event. And here's a tweet by Zack. He says he's frustrated. Voice actors don't know everything about the projects we're in. We're just normal people with jobs that we do our best on. People make all these assumptions about us and our work, especially with English voice actors. There's a lot we can't clarify, but mentally it's draining. And I can see that being very draining. You have people trying to get all their opinions at you, but you have no control over the issue at hand. So when people are getting frustrated at Kokomi's kit or the way she's been balanced relative to the other characters in Genshin Impact, the voice actor has nothing to do with that. It says here that the Genshin Impact is known to have a much younger player base. And that's true. It's a very casual game. It's not competitive. It can be as competitive as you want it to. And there's a lot of things to do in the game other than, fighting enemies. And while it's understandable that a good portion of the player base will not understand the nuances behind bringing a video game character to life, it's also wrong to hold a voice actor accountable for something they're not responsible for. That's exactly it. It's not right to blame a voice actor just because you don't like the character. I don't like Kokomi's kit, but I do appreciate the artwork. It's amazing. The voice acting, amazing. But since I'm not a big spender of the game, I'm not going to pull her because she's very similar to Barbara, and the teams that you would play Kokomi in, I'm not really a fan of playing, but there are people that are fans, so kudos to them. And we're just waiting for MiHoYo to respond to this situation. We don't know what MiHoYo's gonna do. Maybe they'll do something for the anniversary. Anniversary is coming up on September 28th, so we'll see what's going on. Maybe they'll make an announcement, or maybe the anniversary awards will be so great that people will forget about this entire situation. Who knows? I guess we'll see in the next few days. And guys, give the voice actors a break. This is me heading out, and thanks for listening. Hey guys, if you like the content I'm creating, please subscribe and comment on the video below. It helps a lot, and I'll be making more guides and tips so that you guys are never behind in the world of Genshin. I wish you guys all the best. This is Dolce heading out.